pretty good today so far. But and I have to hand it to you. You've done a great job, a lot of work on this. I thought somebody by now would have asked you for your birth certificate. That's how much turmoil there's been on this thing as I go throughout the industry. If we're going to put our emphasis, and we're going to go with apparently what we now are looking at, the genomics the way we are, would it make sense on the first calves that are born out of bulls to expedite this process, and maybe they're doing it now to bull studs? One of my questions is, would it make sense to go through the first 30 daughters that are born, or a certain number, and genomic test the very first 30 daughters? And maybe they're doing it. And see if a bull, if we're putting all our emphasis on genomics now, and test the offspring immediately to see if they've inherited, if this bull is doing what it's supposed to do. And maybe they are doing that. Maybe some of the studs are doing that, because in the meantime, we're going to wait 4 years for a bull proof. And that might expedite, if we have confidence in that information, that what we're talking about, that may expedite the whole process of proving a bull, or at least our confidence in a bull at that point. And the other thing I just want to comment on is, with USDA involved, the federal government on this thing, truthfully, I got to tell you the truth, in the last 10 years, pretty much whatever the government gets involved in is calf scours. I mean, so I think we have to tread lightly when we're putting a lot of emphasis. I mean, we know, these guys know, they bred these cows. And what they've done, I mean, is remarkable. I mean, the achievements have been made in AI, and certainly with the people, what they bred over the years. But they have confidence in what they've been doing, and right now there's a lack of confidence in, and you've heard that today, and a lot of people don't step up, but back in the farms, there is that lack of confidence, and I know my 2 minutes are up, but tread lightly with USDA and the people that are involved with the federal government. That I do. I haven't heard that.
Thanks, Dave. Your comment about doing the genomic testing of the first 30 daughters on first 30 daughters, it all comes down to costs, and I think that those that are believers in genomic predictions have worked hard and look forward to this smaller genetic test, this cheaper genetic test, which would allow more to be done. But I think that you probably will see your idea very, very quickly, because there's going to be a lot of bull calves that are screened, and then maybe fewer that will go into an active lineup. And amongst those ones that go into the lineup, those are going to be the best of the best, and people that are doing genomic or interested in genomic predictions will quickly want to be genomically testing the young animals from those high genomic tested young bulls. So I think we will actually see what you're recommending of doing initial wide-scale genomic testing on offspring of these young animals. I think that part will happen. As far as working with USDA and looking at the information, I must say that they do try to make the information that they have available, and I think that the industry does have the opportunity. I try to look at it as much as I possibly can, try to validate what they're saying is true. One of the reasons that I keep doing that is because I'm thinking of the people in this audience. Is that I think that people do look to the association, do look to me as a staff person of the association, and ask the question or expect the answer: do you believe this stuff? Is it reliable? Can we trust it? Should we be using it? And the answer to most of those questions is yes. And as I've told a number of people, particularly when back in April, when they were very upset, is that the most troubling thing for me is to have the people that I most want to use this technology be upset with it and to put it aside. So I hope that the discussions that we have today and the discussions that we have in the future will provide a little bit more information to give you a little bit more confidence in this tool, and use this tool as you think you should be using it, and get some benefits from it, because the success of the people that are right here is what we're looking after. I don't really see it as a fighting against USDA. I see it more of what are those guys up to, what are they developing, what can be shared and applied by everyone, how can you use it, and